Child's pose. So come onto your hands and knees. And as you come into your child's pose, allow your knees to be about as wide as your mat. Your big toes connecting, your hips trying to sink back towards your heels as much as they possibly can. Your arms reaching forward. And allow yourself to do a little sway side to side, just allowing your hips to rock right and left. And begin to deepen into your breathing, cultivating that ujjayi breath, that dragging along the back of the throat as you inhale and as you exhale, which creates this oceanic sound. And as you're breathing here, ask yourself the question, how well do you nurture yourself? Maybe the answer is very well. Maybe the answer is, maybe I could use a little more of nurturing of myself. Maybe it's an I don't know, and that's okay too. We're in the season of Earth, which is late summer, and this is a time for us to really focus in on caring for ourselves, being our own mother, so to speak, so that we can show up more fully for others. If there is an intention somewhere around that, maybe it's, I want to nurture myself more. Maybe there's someone you know that you could be a role model for, showing that you do care for yourself. So whatever that intention might be for you, turn your palms up to the sky and offer that out. And it could be something completely different. This is your practice. So what is it that you want to put out into the universe? You can turn those palms down to the earth, inhaling as you lift up into your tabletop on hands and knees, your knees right below your hips. And we're going to start with circling tabletops. And what I mean by that is allow your hips to shift over to the right. Let them sink back towards your right heel across to your left, and then inhale back to your hands. Exhale it back, and then inhale as you come forward towards the hands. And I invite you to close your eyes. You can really feel what's happening internally a little bit more. You can let that circle be really big, maybe really small, just what feels good in your body. And when your eyes are closed, nobody can see you. So, you can just go for it. One more circle this direction, and then switch going the opposite way. So hips across to the left heel first, over to the right, inhaling back to your hands. That exhale back, and that inhale as you come forward. Yep. Nice. One more circle this direction. And then inhale into your tabletop, curl your toes under, downward facing dog pose, and just bicycle your legs back and forth a little bit. And then inhale, come forward to a high plank position. So we'll build the foundation of our downward dog. As you find your high plank, make sure that your wrists are right below your armpits. If you had to adjust your hands a little bit, make sure you don't change them as you push up and back again into downward dog pose. So if your hands were a different place, just explore what this feels like, maybe with a different distance between your hands and feet. So go ahead up into downward dog pose again, keeping that distance. Nice. If you feel a little funny here in your downward dog after changing the distance, if you needed to, maybe let your knees soften a little bit and feel your sits bones flaring up and back to the ceiling and wall junction behind you. Perfect. We look great. One more breath here. And then start to walk your hands back to your feet. So you end up at the back of your mat. You can let your knees be a little soft. Just allow your head to hang nice and heavily towards the earth. You can make a box with your arms and do a little sway side to side. And then pause that sway for just a moment and toe heel your feet so that they're about mat width distance apart. So that just means toes open, then the heels. Yep, perfect. We're going to bend the knees, bring your forearms onto your quads, so your elbows onto your quads. Inhale, let your heart reach forward, and then exhale, round your back. Inhale, the heart reaches forward. exhaled around. Keep going like that, just warming up the spine. So kind of like a cat-cow, but just in a like a semi-squat. Beautiful. Looking good there on Zoom. Very nice, Judy and Christina. And then exhale, fold to the earth. Let your feet walk in, not quite hip width distance, but a little closer than they are right now. Connect that box of your arms again. Let your knees be soft. You're going to sway towards your right leg and slowly inhale, curl up off to that right side. Let the box of your arms come up over your head. Knees soft. As you exhale, take it down to the left side. Through center, inhale, curl it up off to that right side. Exhale, take it down to the left side. Knees soft. Keep going like this. Allow the inner thighs to zip up to pull you up, and they decelerate that descent down. So as you come up, those inner thighs zip you up, and they slow as you go down. One more time this direction. Take it all the way down to that left side, and then pause on the left side. We're going to inhale, curl up off to the left side. Exhale, take it down to the right. Knees soft as you come up and down. Yep. So that softening of the knees really helps to connect into your core a little bit more fully, making sure that your back is protected. That inhale as you curl up. Yep. That exhale as you curl it down. We'll do one more. Inhaling up, exhaling all the way down. Perfect. Let your hands release towards the earth. Inhale, find a halfway lift, and then exhale, crawl it out to your downward facing dog pose. We're going to, again, inhale, ripple forward and out to your high plank, and we are just going to hang out here and breathe, really connecting into our foundation. Imagine you have a yoga block between your inner thighs that you're hugging into, and you're trying to see if you can zip it up towards your pubic bone. And if you can allow that to happen in your body, you should feel like your tail tucks under a little bit. And then allow your collarbones just to have a little bit of a broadening to them. Can you feel the heels of your hands trying to drag back towards the balls of your feet? So really engaging into that core. Yep, push your hands into the earth to kind of push the floor away from you. That's it. 2 more breaths. 1 more inhale. Then just exhale all the way down to the ground, all the way to your belly, because you deserve a little rest after that. From here, we're going to take our hands forward and then out a little bit wide and up onto your fingertips. So they're like little claw hands. Peel your chest up a little bit and then let your shoulders sway side to side. If you could imagine that you're trying to create a figure 8 with your shoulder girdle, give that a shot. Awesome. And then just inhale to center. Exhale, lower down, hands by your ribs. Let's engage into our legs. So bring your legs closer together. Squeeze into your inner thighs. Can you feel that sense of zipping up towards your pubic bone, just like we did a little while ago? And then if you can, if you feel that engagement, even if you don't pretend like it's happening because your brain will try to make it happen, we're going to inhale, lift up into upward facing dog pose. Hold it here. Bend your elbows just a little. And then can you roll your shoulders back a little bit more? And just do a little sway here, like you're your own little personal hammock. 1 more inhale. And then exhale, pit of your belly pulls you up and back through to your downward facing dog. Breathe here. Nice. 1 more inhale here. Exhale, empty those lungs and find your feet to your hands any way you want to get there. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Let's inhale, curl up to stand. Let your arms reach up. We're going to just gather those hands into heart center. So take a moment and connect back to that intention that you set just a few moments ago about nurturing, caring for yourself, or maybe someone you know who needs a little bit of that in their lives, or a lot of that in their lives. With those intentions in our hearts and minds, 1 Om together. Inhale. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, fold to the ground. Inhale, find your halfway lift. Come into your high plank, and we're going to hold it again just because it's fun, you know? Why not? So in your plank, we're going to move a little bit in our plank. We're not just going to hold it. Don't worry. We're going to take an inhale here. Let your collarbones broaden. And then exhale, chin to chest, belly in. Tuck your tail, a crunch. Inhale back to your plank. Exhale, little crunch in the air. Inhale to your plank. Exhale, crunch it in. Yep. Inhale, plank. Exhale, crunch. Beautiful. Again, inhale, plank. Exhale, crunch. One more. Inhale, plank. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower all the way down again, all the way to your belly. Again, squeeze your legs in together. Engage through those inner thighs. Feel that zipping up towards your pubic bone. And then as you're ready, inhale, peel up to your upward dog. Just one inhale to get there. Exhale from your core back through to your downward facing dog pose. Beautiful. Nice, deep, full breaths. See if you can broaden those collarbones a little more in your downward dog. Yes, let the heart be open here. One more breath in. Empty it out. Feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold it. Inhale, rise up to stand. Reach up. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, high plank. Don't worry, we're not going to hold. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Breathe. Let those sits bones reach up and back. And even in downward dog, can you find that sensation of zipping those inner thighs up towards the pubic bone? That might help you flare those sits bones back a little more. Last inhale here. Empty it out. Feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Finish the exhale. And then inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe. So keep in mind that chaturanga and upward dog are actually two separate poses. Sometimes we kind of mush them together. So can you have that separation? One more inhale. Empty it out. Feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Last sunny. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, halfway lift. Chaturanga, finish the exhale. Two separate poses. Inhale, upward facing. Nice. Exhale, downward facing, and breathe. That engagement through the inner thighs, zipping up towards that pubic bone to help flare those sits bones a little more up and back. Nice. One more inhale. Empty all the way. Feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. We're going to come into Utkatasana and hold it. So bend those knees, arms up. Can you allow your shoulders to have some ease in them? So even bend your elbows maybe a little bit and just feel like the weight of your arms are softening into their sockets. And if you can, imagine someone's pouring water over our heads, which would just be so lovely right now. And as they're dumping that water over your head, feel like all of your weight trickles down to your hips. So there's a this ease that happens. Let your bones support you. Can you let that ease trickle down your legs to your knees? Feel that heaviness. And then let it trickle all the way down to your heels. So a few breaths to feel that that ease, that reliancy on your bones, your foundational support here. We're going to move a little bit. Don't worry. Inhale, lift it up a little. Exhale, bend the knees, bend the elbows as you come down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, bend the knees and elbows. Yep. Inhale to lift. Exhale, bend the knees and elbows. Keep on going. As you bend, feel that, that weight sinking. Inhale to lift. Exhale, let that weight sink. Yep. Inhale to lift. Exhale, let the bones take the weight. Inhale to lift. Again, feel that sink. Inhale, lift all the way up. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing. Right foot forward for warrior one. First one, we're going to hang out and hold it. So right foot forward. And let's really think about our feet placement here. So you can look down at your feet and make sure that you're not on a balance beam. You want to be on railroad tracks. And then allow your back foot to angle a little bit. Yep. So kind of turn that heel out a little bit. That looks great. Outer edge of the left foot presses into the earth. So your arch feels like it suctions up off of the ground. Can you feel like someone's pouring water over your head again and let All that weight sink back towards your left heel. So really feel that surrendering, that ease through the tissue. Keep that weight back and bend your right knee just a little bit more. Yep, feel all that weight sinking down your back. Maybe bend your elbows a little bit if you need to feel that ease in your shoulders, because sometimes we can, hold on to a little tension there. Just a couple more breaths, let that weight melt back. Bend that right knee a little bit more if you can. If not, that's okay. Yep, 2 more breaths. 1 more inhale. Exhale, hands come down, step it back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Left foot steps forward. Warrior 1, we're going to hang out here. Again, peek at the feet. Make sure you've got those railroad track feet. Let that right heel kick out just a little bit, and then press the outer edge of your right foot down so that arch peels up. And let that weight sink down your back, all the way back towards that right heel, allowing, again, the bones to support you. Beautiful. Ease through the shoulders, maybe bend those elbows a little bit if you need to, and then bend that left knee a little bit more deeply. Yes. And one last thing I didn't say on the other side, can you feel like your left upper leg bone pulls back, into its socket a little bit, which will help to, square the hips. Nice. And then reconnect with that ease down the back, all the way back to your right heel. Beautiful, everybody. 1 more inhale. Exhale, hands down, step back, chaturanga. Deep breath in, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Keep on breathing. Feel those collarbones broadening out so your heart is open. Feel that softness in the knees, letting those sits bones reach up and back. Nice. 1 more inhale. Empty it out. Feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Just 1 breath. Inhale into Utkatasana. Exhale, fold down to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Deep breath into upward facing. Exhale, downward facing, right foot forward. Inhale, reach up 1 breath to warrior 1. Exhale, hands down, step back, chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing. Exhale to downward facing, left foot forward. Full inhale, reach up. Exhale, flow through, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog, and breathe. So as you come up into your poses, that Utkatasana, the warrior 1, can you feel that sense of, as you arrive in the pose, that heaviness to your bones? 1 more inhale. Empty it out. Feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana. Feel that ease as you come up, and then exhale, fold it down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Deep breath in, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Right foot comes forward. Inhale, come up. Can you feel that ease in the shoulders as you rise up? And then exhale, flow through. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward. Exhale to downward. Left foot forward. Inhale, come up. Find that ease. And then exhale, chaturanga. Deep breath in, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Find that breath. Find that engagement of the inner thighs, hugging in, zipping up to the pubic bone here. 1 last inhale. Empty it out, feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend those knees. Inhale, Utkatasana. Find ease. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Deep inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing, right foot forward. Inhale, reach up. Find that ease in the pose. Exhale, find your flow. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Left foot forward. As you rise up, find that ease in the pose, and then go through your vinyasa. That chaturanga to the upward dog to the downward dog at your pace. And we'll all meet up in downward dog together. Wonderful. 1 more breath in. Empty it out. Feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend those knees. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Deep full breath, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing, right foot forward. Inhale, reach up, find ease. Exhale, find your vinyasa, that chaturanga, upward facing to downward, left foot forward. As you come up, find the ease. And again, find your pace, no rush, and then find your vinyasa. We will meet up in downward dog. So what is the rhythm of your practice? What is the rhythm of your breath, your body? Let's take the hands, walk them back to the feet again. And we're going to come into an Utkatasana here. So bend those knees, come on into your Utkatasana. And this time in Utkatasana, feel a sense of those inner thighs hugging in and zipping back towards your pubic bone. And that should get you to flare your butt cheeks back a little bit. A lot of times we come into Utkatasana with a little bit of a tucked tail. Can you let your booty flare back? And then again, find that ease through the shoulders, that ease down the back to your hips, that ease to the knees, that ease into the heels. We'll again find that inhale to lift up a little. Exhale, bend the knees, bend those elbows. Inhale, lift it up a little. Exhale, bend and bend. That inhale to lift, find that heaviness as you come down. Inhale to lift. Exhale, feel the ease. Inhale, lift. Exhale, find that ease. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sink. One more inhale. Exhale, sink. Inhale, lift all the way up. Exhale, fold down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk it out to downward facing dog. Inhale, let your right leg float up to the sky. Heel to your bum and twist that hip open to the right side of the room. Breathing here for a few moments. One more inhale. Exhale, bring the right knee into your nose. Inhale, reach it back, twist the hip open again. Exhale, bring the knee into your nose. Can you bring your armpits over your wrists? Yep. Inhale, reach back, twist open. And again, knee to your nose, armpits over your wrists. Stay here. Push your hands into the ground so you round your back. And then can you just step your right foot between your hands? Nice. We're coming up into crescent warrior here. So just like in all the poses that we've held so far, can you feel that ease in your shoulders? Can you imagine that someone's pouring water down your back and all of that weight is dripping back towards your left heel? Find that, that surrender. Find that support, that foundation. So with all that weight back towards that left leg, we're going to take another inhale. And then exhale the weight forward to your right foot, left knee lifts, elbows in. Inhale, take it back. Let all that weight go back. Exhale, bring it forward. Inhale to go back. It's just a weight shift. Exhale, bring it forward. Again, inhale and exhale. Last time, inhale, take it back. We're going to exhale, bring it forward. Stay here. Your left knee, inhale, let it open to the left. Exhale, point it down to the ground and bring it back up in front. Inhale, exhale. Just a nice big circle. Focus on one spot. Allowing that knee just to circle around. Now this next time, knee stays open to the left. You can take your left hand to the left knee, right arm reaches to the right, looking to the right. Can you find that engagement again through the inner thighs, pulling in towards the pubic bone, which should lift your spine up a little bit taller, and find that stability with that as well. Nice. Inhale, bring that left knee forward, arms up to the sky. Exhale into airplane pose. Let those shoulders lift up. So airplane is a heart opening pose. Can you let the chest be higher than the hips? Exhale the hands to prayer, half moon pose, right fingertips towards the earth or a block. Twist that left hip open to the left. Engage your left leg. Flex the toes towards your nose and reach that heel back. Reach the leg up maybe even a little higher to the sky if you can. Don't worry about the wobbles. It happens. It's all good. Bend your right knee, the front knee, step back to warrior two. Nice. There we go. Hands to the hips. Let's build that foundation again. So peek at your feet for a moment. Make sure that your right heel is dividing your left arch in half. And then with your hands to your hips, try to make sure the two little points in the front are looking right on over towards the left side of the room. Yes, beautiful. And it looks like just that little adjustment allowed everybody's hips to become more level, at least here in the room. So bring your hands to your hips for a second. Make sure that the level of your hips don't change as you bend your right knee a little bit more. Nice. Now arms out to your T. Let's turn the palms up so we can just relax the shoulders a little bit. And just like we've done before, can you feel like all of the weight from your spine just sinks down to your pelvis? Find that, that ease, building that foundational support. The outer edge of your left foot presses down to, again, peel that arch up a little bit. Yeah, especially if you know you tend to be a little bit more flat-footed or medially tilted in your feet. This is an opportunity to build the muscle strength to lift the arch. Good. One more inhale. One more exhale. We're going to take it into a reversed warrior. Left hand back to your left leg, right arm up to the sky. Straighten that right leg all the way. Take another inhale here. Get longer through that right side. Exhale, melt back a little further towards the left leg. Beautiful. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, soften out to triangle pose. Those right fingertips to the shin, to a block. Wherever your hand is, the hand isn't the foundational support in this pose. Your legs are. So if you're relying on your right hand, can you lift up onto the very tips of your fingers? Yes. And notice as you do that, your inner thighs engage. Your legs do what they need to do to support you here. Beautiful. The left arm, let it reach over your head to the front of the room. And then exhale, let it fall in front of you down to the ground. Inhale, sweep it back to the back of the room and back up to the sky. Yep. Exhale it overhead, down to the ground. Inhale as it comes back up to the sky. Exhale, let your eyes follow your arm so that your spine gets a little mobilization here as well. Nice. Again, exhale. Inhale it to the sky. Last time, as you bring the arm back up, let your torso lift up. And we're going to turn those toes to the left side of the room or that long edge of your mat. Hands to your hips. Feel the outer edges of both feet pressing to the ground and try to make sure those toes are looking straight over towards that left side of the room. Beautiful. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, fold down to the earth. Hands come down. If you know that tripod is where you want to go in this pose, go for it by all means. If you're here and you're going to breathe into your legs and your hamstrings, your inner thighs stretching, allow your spine to find a halfway lift. Yep, squeeze through those legs, weight in those hands just a little bit, Kim. That'll prevent you from toppling, but that's perfect. So with that halfway lift, let your heart lead the way to the earth. So rather than your belly or your head, really feel like your chest is being pulled to the ground. And once it can't anymore, just allow your head to hang. Breathe into the stretch. Can you find ease here? Nice. Tripoders, perfect timing. We're going to inhale, find that halfway lift. Exhale, walk your hands to your right foot. Pivot all 10 toes to face forwards. You're in a runner's lunge position, hands to the ground. Your right foot is the front foot. Take that right foot, inhale, reach it back to a one-legged dog, heel to your bum. You can flip your dog over here if you'd like. Squeeze in through those inner thighs to lift your hips up higher. And if you want to circle your arm around, you're more than welcome to in your flip dog here as well. If wheel is a pose you can find here, perfect, do it. Why not? And let's inhale, unflip, right leg up to the sky. Exhale, we're coming into half pigeon. So right knee to your right wrist. So a little bit of a longer thread here on this side. Inhale, open your heart up. Exhale, fold it down to the ground. Hands come down, forehead down. And as you come into your half pigeon, maybe a little rock of your hips side to side, just like we did in child's pose. Just start to loosen the muscles. And then feel a heaviness to your pelvis. Let it sink towards the earth. And as you inhale in your mind, tell yourself, I am here. And as you exhale, I am now. That inhale, I am here. The exhale, I am now. Allow those words to cycle through. Something else pops up, that's okay. Just notice it. And if you can bring yourself back to that, I am here, I am now, go for it. Two more breaths here. Can you melt a little heavier? One more breath. And then inhale, crawl your hands in towards your right knee. Curl the left toes under. So the back foot, curl those toes under, knee up, and then take that right leg, reach it up and back once more. We've got an emergency alert coming in, flood warning. Don't worry, we're okay. And then lower that right foot down to the ground. So we're in downward facing dog pose. Inhale forward to your plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Let's take a deep breath in. Let one more before we go to the other side. Inhale, left leg to the sky, heel to your bum, lift, twist it open. Let's take a couple breaths here. Feel that twist of the hip open to the left. One more inhale. Exhale, that left knee to your nose, armpits over the wrists. Inhale, reach it back, twist the hip open. Exhale, knee to the nose, armpits over the wrists. One more inhale, lift, twist it open, knee to your nose, stay here. Press your palms down, round your back a little more, engage into your core, and then place that left foot between your hands. Awesome. Crescent warrior. Come on up. So in that crescent warrior, find that ease in your shoulders. Find that ease trickling down your back so that weight just drips back towards your right heel. Take another exhale. Feel that softening. And then inhale. Exhale that weight forward to your left foot. Knee lifts, elbows in. Inhale to step it back. Let the weight just shift. Exhale, bring it forward. Yes, just like a wave. Inhale it back. Exhale it forward. Inhale it back. Exhale it forward. Beautiful. Couple more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale, take it back. And then exhale, bring it forward. Stay here. We're going to do some circles with the right knee. Inhale, let it open. Exhale it down and around. Inhale, exhale. Just pick that one spot to gaze at. Good. One more circle the whole way through. And then inhale, just let your knee open to the right hand to the right knee, left arm reaches to the left. Really expand across the collarbones and then engage into your inner thighs. Zip in towards that pubic bone. Help find that stability. Nice. One more breath. And then inhale, bring the knee forward, arms up to the sky. Exhale, airplane pose. Shoulders lift. Even here, can you feel that engagement into your inner thighs for support, for stability? And then exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, left fingertips down. Twist that right hip open to the right. Engage through your right leg. Flex the toes to the nose, so your heel's reaching back. Nice. That right leg floats up to the sky, maybe higher than you think, to ensure you're engaging into those outer hip muscles. And now let that left knee bend and just float back to warrior two. Beautiful. Hands to your hips. Take a peek of that left heel. Make sure, yep, good adjustments, dividing that right arch in half. And then try to get those two little points in the front of your pelvis to look straight on over towards the right side of the room. Yes. Hands stay to your hips for a second just to make sure that they stay level. They all look pretty darn level in here. Bend that left knee a little bit more. Nice. Arms to T. Turn those palms up. Find that heaviness, that ease to your hips, letting that weight come down into your feet. And just make sure that outer edge of your right foot is pressing down, especially if you tend to let that weight come more towards that inner edge of your foot most of the time. Find that outer edge of the right foot. Ease through the shoulders, heaviness through the spine to the pelvis, to the feet. One more inhale, one more exhale, and then inhale, reverse it. Right hand to your right leg, left arm up to the sky. Straighten that left leg. Really melt it back. Take an inhale. Can you lengthen a little more? Exhale, soften back a little further. Nice. Inhale, come on up. Exhale out to your triangle pose. And remember, your fingertips are really not a support for your weight. They're really just simply there for a little added balance. Be light on those fingertips. Allow your legs to engage. And then let's exhale that right arm overhead, down to the ground in front of you. Inhale it up to the sky. Yep. Exhale it overhead, down to the ground. Inhale it up to the sky. Let those eyes follow your arm. Let your spine get that mobilization with it. Yes. Very nice. Good. And then one more time, inhale all the way up. Turn those toes to face towards the right side of the room or the long side of your mat. And we're actually going to take this into It's called second position in ballet, turning your toes out. I'm not a ballerina. I've just taken some bar classes. That's all. We're going to bend the knees. We're coming into what's called goddess temple pose. So from goddess temple pose, just stay with me here. We're going to go into a side bend to your right. Your left arm reaches overhead. We're going to exhale, sweep that left arm, or it's your left arm down. Thank goodness. Okay. And then we're going to take that right arm, bring it back up overhead. I need to get the rights and lefts right because this one's a little confusing. We're going to side bend to the right. Exhale that left hand down onto your left thigh. Inhale, that right arm comes up. Yep. One more time this way. Exhale, arm down, transition to the left thigh. Inhale it up. We're going to just take a little mini break here. Yeah, stand up, turn those toes forward. We'll just do a little rock of the hips side to side. You can even do a little circle. Yeah, it feels great. Perfect. And now we're going to turn those toes out. Come on back down. Goddess temple pose. We got this, guys. We're going to side bend to the left. Exhale, that right arm sweeps down, transitions to your right thigh. Inhale, left arm comes up. Beautiful. Exhale, side bend, sweep it down, connect other thigh. Inhale it up. Yep. One more circle. Side bend it down, sweep it down. Inhale it up. Very nice. Straighten those legs, turn the toes forward, and let's just fold it down. In this fold down, try to just allow your hips to feel as though they're tracing a figure 8 here. So let both knees have a little softness and let your hips try to find a little figure 8 or an infinity symbol here. So just let those hips sway side to side and circle around. Nice. Pause in center. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk your hands over to your left foot. Pivot all 10 toes forward. Left foot is in front. Inhale, let that left leg reach up and back to your one-legged dog. Heel to your bum, flip your dog over. Zip up through those inner thighs. Yes, and if you want to circle that left arm around, go for it. Yes, beautiful. Wheel pose if it's there. Oh, yes, Jen, there it is. And we'll inhale, unflip just when she gets there. And we're coming into half pigeon, left knee to your left wrist. Inhale, let your heart lift up. Exhale, fold it down to the earth. As you come down into your half pigeon, a little rock side to side. And after a few little rocks side to side, just allow your hips to sink into the earth. Relax the shoulders. And as you notice that inhale move in, I am here. The exhale, I am now. Be here in this moment. Two more breaths. Is there more you can let go of here? Last breath. I'm a slow counter with breathing. We're going to crawl those hands in towards the knee. Curl those right toes under. Let your right knee lift up. Inhale, left leg up and back. A little twist of that hip open because it just feels kind of one of those hurts so good things after half pigeon. And then back to downward dog pose. Inhale, ripple forward to your plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Nice deep breath in. Clear it out. One more. Last full breath in here. Empty those lungs, feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. We're going to walk the feet as wide as the mat. Turn the toes out and come down into a yoga squat. And if your yoga squat's right here, totally fine. You go where you need to go with it. And if you can get pretty low, awesome. If you are low enough that your hands can come down to the ground, bring them down. We're just going to do a little twist of the hips side to side. Even if you're higher up, you can still do that twist. Everybody looks pretty low in here. And Judy looks great over on Zoom. Very nice. Then we're going to pause down in our squat. take your right arm, reach it in front of your right shin, and let your left arm reach open to the sky. Expand across your collarbones. Expand from fingertip to fingertip, or expand, I don't know. Turn your palms back, bend your elbows, and hold on to your hands if you can. If that's a bit too much, keep your arms open and feel that expansion across the chest. Nice. And everybody, hands down, hips up to the sky, toes forward. Just do that little sway of the hips side to side. And we're going to turn the toes back out, down to your squat. Let that left arm reach in front of your left shin, right arm up to the sky. Expand, feel that reach away from fingertip to fingertip. And you can stay here. This is a wonderful space to be, or turn your palms back, bend your elbows, and connect. It's okay if you would rather stay here, totally fine. Nice. One more inhale. Exhale, hands down, hips up. You're going to toe heel the feet in so that they're hip width distance apart. Take your peace fingers around those big toes. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let the heart lead its way to the toes. And once it can't anymore, head hangs. Feel a tractioning through the spine and ease through the neck. Nice. One more exhale here. And then release the toes from your fingers from your toes. We're going to come into crow pose. And if crow is just like not your favorite pose, you could come back into the yoga squat. And I'll show you one of my favorite ways to really strengthen into a crow pose. So from your squat, your palms come down and you can do a little rock and hop and rock back. So you can play with that if you're just not super comfortable coming into crow yet. And if tripod is something you'd rather do as well, that's totally cool too. Or basket headstand. If you're in crow, zip up through those inner thighs. Feel your hips getting a little bit lighter. And if you can, shoot on back, chaturanga. If you're in your headstand, you can hold it. And then inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Couple breaths here. One more breath. Empty those lungs, feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. We're going to inhale, rise up to stand, reach up, and then exhale, lower your right hand down for standing bow pose. So I've been at least talking to you guys. I hope you guys are getting it, that zipping of the inner thighs in and up. So here, before you even go into the pose, let your knees come closer. Feel that squeezing in and zipping up towards your pubic bone. And then inhale, lift, open your heart. Start to kick that right leg back. Maybe the torso comes down a little bit. But allow your goal here to be creating distance between your foot and your chest. So it's not really about how parallel you get to the ground. It's really about creating that space. One more inhale, one more exhale. Inhale, come on out, switch those arms. Left arm down, right arm up. And as you get a grip to the ankle, allow the knees to come closer. Can you feel that engagement of the inner thighs in and up? Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, go for it. Kick that left leg back. Find that one spot to gaze at. Keep engaging through your inner thighs. That'll really help you with the balance. Create that space between the foot and the chest. Can you find that ease of creating the space? And then inhale, come on out. Let's just take our hands to our chest. So your palm actually pressing up against the chest, the other palm on top. And just feel your heart beating beneath your hands. Connecting into yourself, into this moment. And let's inhale, sweep those arms up to the sky. Exhale, let that right hand come down again, holding on to the right ankle. Those knees close in together, zip up through those inner thighs, and then find your way into your bow. Let that heart soften forward. Find that space between the heel and the chest. And inhale, come on out. Switch those arms around. Left hand down, right arm up. Squeeze in through those inner thighs. Open the heart and go. Ease the chest forward. Ease the leg back. Can you find that aspect of surrender here? Nice, Candy. Perfect. And inhale, come on out. Hands again, right up against your chest. The palm to the chest, the other one on top. And if you're not already at the head of the mat, let's find our way there for tree pose. The weight in your left foot, let your right foot come to your left inner thigh. And if your foot can't come to the inner thigh, if you need a little support, a little kickstand, let the ball of your foot stay down to the ground. That's fine. Feel that engagement of the foot and the thigh connecting into each other, and that will definitely engage those right inner thigh muscles. You can grow your tree if you feel ready to. Feel that connection, foot and thigh, that zipping up, that one spot to gaze at. Nice. And exhale, 2 feet to the ground. Just relax your arms down by your sides and just bend your knees back and forth. Yeah, perfect. And then weight into the right foot, left foot to that right inner thigh, or wherever it needs to go. You can create that little kickstand on the ground if you need. Feel that foot and thigh really pressing in to feel that engagement through the inner thighs. And when you feel that you've got that balance, you can grow your pose. Go for it. One spot to gaze at. Feel that engagement into those inner thighs. Nice. And 2 feet to the ground, arms relax, and just bend those knees again back and forth. All right, let's inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, fold it down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let your knees come down to the ground. You're going to walk your hands back into your knees. So you just end up standing up onto your knees. So we're going to find that same engagement of the inner thighs in and up towards the pubic bone, which might tuck your tail down a little bit. So we have 2 options. Hands can be at a prayer. If you know your lower back can get a little funky, you can have one hand to your chest and one hand to wrap around behind your back. So we find that zipping up. We're going to take an inhale, and then exhale, rock back, one solid piece. It's just a bend at the knees, really. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, rock it back. Yep, inhale it up, engage through that core. Exhale, rock it back. You don't have to go very far. You listen to your body. Where is it safe? Where is it engaging? Yes. Exhale, rock it back. Inhale it forward. If you have one hand to the chest and to the back, switch those hands. So the other ones, yeah, back. Connecting into that core support, that stability. Good. One more rock back. And then inhale, come on up. You can bring your hands to your hips. If you need to curl your toes under, you can. We're going to find our way into our camel pose. Really find that engagement through the inner thighs. Maybe your hands stay to your hips. Maybe your hands go to your heels. Really think about that inhale, lifting up through the front of the body, all the way up to your collarbones. Exhale, find ease in the shoulders down the back. Yeah, if you need a child's pose, take a child's pose. Listen to yourself. How do you need to nurture you right now? And we'll gently come on back up. Sit those hips back to the heels for a moment, hands to your thighs, and just breathe. You can find that one spot to gaze at. If you need to close your eyes, that's okay. Take a pause. Come back home to yourself. Good. We're going to shift on over to the right hip to swing those legs around, sitting onto your buns with your legs forward. Beautiful. We're going to do a little ab thing here. So we're going to bend the knees and bring the feet onto the earth. Hands come to your knees. Nice tall spine. So broad collarbones. Straighten your arms so your torso leans back. You can stay here holding on to the knees if you need to. This is a great place to be. Can you feel that inner thigh engagement in and zipping towards the pubic bone here? You can let your arms reach forward. Keep those collarbones broad. Keep that engagement zipping towards the pubic bone. Maybe your right foot lifts. If you can lift your left foot, or if you want to, we can just exhale, lower, inhale, lift. So you can just do some little marches here. Really think, engage through those inner thighs. That'll open your heart up a little bit more if you engage through those inner thighs. Yes. Awesome. One more march on the left. If you're following me, wrap those arms around, forehead to the shins, little rock side to side. And hands by your hips. We're going to inhale, lift up into a reverse tabletop. And then exhale, you could just lower your butt to the ground, or you can push your hips back so your hips are between your hands. Inhale, lift it back up. Exhale, lower your butt, chin to chest, or butt pushes back. Inhale to lift it up. Exhale the butt down or push the butt back. Yep. Inhale to lift. Exhale down or push it back. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, push it back. If anybody can do it, you could try to lift both feet up, or if you could try to lift one foot at a time, which is where I'm at right now. Yep, and lower it down. Nice. We're going to curl all the way down onto our backs. And as you get down onto your back, bend those knees, feet to the earth. We're going to lift right on up into bridge pose. And actually, let's come back down for a second. So think about, again, that engagement through the inner thighs. So instead of you just kind of pushing up, can you feel like you have that yoga block between your legs? And that zipping up of the inner thighs is what lifts the hips up. See if you can find that in your body. Inhale, can you zip up through the inner thighs to help you feel like that is zipping you up into your bridge? And it's not like it's just going to lift you up magically. You got to put a little effort into it. But you know what I mean? Let the inner thighs drive the lift. Awesome. You can tuck those arms under and find that inhale, that lifting up through the front body, expanding into the collarbones. The exhale, the ease of the shoulders down the back. And then release the hands. We're going to slowly lower. Really think about the inner thighs decelerating the descent down, one vertebrae at a time. The sacrum touches last. And then swish those knees side to side. And we've got bridge, we've got wheel. Both of these poses, can you still feel like it's the inner thighs that really propel you up into the pose? So get those hands overhead if you're going there. And then think inner thighs zip up to lift you up into your bridge, lift you up into your wheel, and they stay zipping up the whole time. Can you still, even whichever pose you're in, feel that inhale, that expansion to the collarbones, that exhale, the ease of the shoulders. One more inhale. Exhale, come on down to earth. Rock those knees side to side. And ready, set, let's go. Inner thighs zip you up. They are the impetus to lift you. Keep them zipping up while you're there. Let them give you some levity. That expansion across the chest, whichever pose you're in. One more inhale, exhale, come on down. Rock those knees. And again, ready, set, and go. Zip those inner thighs up. Let the heart open. Can you find ease in the heart? Let the legs be strong. Let those inner thighs support you. And exhale, come on down. Rock those knees. We only have one more. That is it. We can do it. And let's go for it. Judy's already beaten us. She's up there. Zip up through those inner thighs. That opening through the heart. 2 more breaths. You've got this. Just 2 more breaths. After your second exhale, come on down. And before you surrender into Supta Baddha Konasana, let your knees sway side to side. Just wash it away. And then feet together, knees out, coming into your Supta Baddha Konasana. Let's all bring our hands to like the hip creases, the inner groin area. And let your palms just really kind of fold right onto those creases. Yep, so you had it, Leah. There you go. Let the shoulders be easy. Your elbows are soft to the earth. And just take a pause. Find that inhale, I am here. That exhale, I am now. And then allow your inner thighs to draw your knees in, closing them like a book. And let's hug the knees into the chest. Little rock side to side. Maybe some circles. And we've got some abs, a little more. Let those legs lift up to the sky. Option for hands. You could have your hands down to the ground to either side of you, palms to the earth. Hands by your ears, your chin up to your chest. Option 3, you could reach your arms forward beyond your legs. So lots of options. Let's all point through the toes. You're going to take an inhale. Exhale, let your right leg lower down and hover a few inches. Inhale to lift. Exhale, left leg lowers and hovers. Inhale, lift. Exhale the right. Yep. Inhale, exhale. Keep on going. That exhale as the leg lowers. Can you really feel your belly button sinking down as you exhale? Getting those transversus abdominis to engage. Yep. Nice. One more time each side. And once you finish with the left, hug those knees and lower the head, little rock. And one more ab pose here. So we're going to bring the knees right over top of the hips. Take your hands back behind your hamstrings, and you're going to let your hands pull your head up off of the ground. And even feel like your shoulder blades have kind of come up a little bit off the ground here as well. So you can stay right here, engaging into your abs. You can reach your arms forward. If you're feeling pretty good with your arms reaching forward, you could try to stretch your legs out to a straddle. I'm just making sure I don't keep us here too long. I've got my timer going. And if you're feeling pretty good here with a straddle, you could bring your legs together, and you can always take it a step back. So if you're still here with your legs together and you haven't taken it back yet, you can let those arms reach overhead. And if you took your arms overhead and you didn't want to really do that, you could bring your arms and reach them back forward. You can even take those legs and open them out a little bit wider. You could bring them right back into that tabletop. 3, 2, 1. Hug those knees and lower the head. Little rock side to side. Well done. And now inversion option of choice. You can stay on your back, legs up towards the wall. You could stay on your back, rolling your legs over head to shoulder stand. You could rock up, coming into a basket headstand, maybe a tripod, any kind of stand really you can think of. So find that inversion that works for you. And if you are in some sort of a stand, allow those inner thighs to engage, one solid piece. If you are in leg up the wall pose, allow those legs to feel heavy. Allow the pelvis to offer you support. Shoulder standers, you can move your way into plow. You can go into deaf man's pose. And slowly curl it all the way down onto your back, and we'll all meet up on our back with those knees hugged into the chest. With your knees into your chest, you can either keep both knees in. So we're going into our spinal twist, or if you want to go into a spinal twist with one knee kind of crossed over, let's straighten out through that right leg and allow the left knee to cross over towards the right, or both knees drop to the right and that left arm reaches to the left. Allowing your palm to turn up to the sky. Nice. Feel that heaviness in your left shoulder. And make sure that the left palm is up to the sky, allowing your shoulder to roll back. And instead of just rocking back onto your back, feel like your right leg pulls you back by nuzzling into its socket. And then we'll switch sides. So that left knee maybe comes into the chest, or both knees still. And then let that left knee cross the body, or sorry, right knee crosses the body to the left, or both knees to the left. Right arm reaches to the right, that palm up to the sky. And allow that right knee to nestle back into its socket to take you back onto your back. Hug both knees into the chest, a nice good squeeze. And then stretch those legs all the way long onto your mat. Adjust those arms and shoulders. Shavasana. Take a deep breath in and let another inhale, another sigh. Let it out. And we'll come back to that inhale, I am here. The exhale, I am now. Allowing those words to cycle through your mind, being in this present moment for just a little longer. And before we come back into movement in our bodies, come back to the initial intention that you set, that caring for, nurturing yourself in this earth season, or sharing some nurturing that you have to give because you do take good care of yourself. You do nurture yourself so fully. And let's deepen our breathing. Wiggle those toes, those fingers. Bend the knees, hug them all the way into the chest, and a little rock side to side. Let's rock it on over to the right side, turning your forehead down to the ground, reminding yourself to come back home to you and to your truth, listening to your rhythm, listening to your pace. And let's gently lift upright. And as you lift upright, turn to face towards the head of your mat in a nice cross-legged position, arriving here on your seat. And as you do, feel that ease down your back, all the way down to your sits bones. Feel that connection into the earth. Keeping that connection down, inhale the arms up to the sky, palms together. Let's gather those hands into heart center and end our class with one last Om. Thank you all for your presence. Namaste. Very well done, you guys. Awesome.